I hated school. I hated school.
That's real.
I did it well, but I
Yeah.
hated it. And needed a middle school instructor that wouldn't take no for an answer. All mine took no for an answer. So if I said I'm good, that was
Alrighty. Hey teammates, welcome back to Teaching with Tania. I have the amazing Mr. P with me today. And this is day 2 for my series. So make sure if you haven't checked out the other video, stop right here and go check that video out. And today we're talking about how to build relationships with students and parents because he's a pro at it. So you want to introduce yourself and what do you teach?
Hello, my name is Tavon Pope. I am the social studies lead.
And what got you into teaching?
It was totally by accident at first, right? Just something to do. But once I started to do this job, I realized how important it was and how our students were lacking a different kind of voice. So I wanted to be that different voice.
For sure, I love that. So what are some ways that you think that teachers, first, second, or third year, and how long have you been teaching? I forgot to ask.
It's going on 9 years now.
9 years. He's almost a decade in this thing. And I look up to him so much. So what are some ways that you like to connect with parents and students to help them academically?
Being authentic with them, communicating with them, even the smallest of conversations with my parents, with my students, really does impact them. I find that I never know where a person is, what a person is going through, and sometimes no one asks. So I try to, if we're encountering each other, hey, how are you? Hey, how are things? And you can tell by their response to that whether or not, hey, everything is great, or yeah, not so much.
Kind of brush you off.
Yeah.
And sorry, I'm jumping ahead, but where he has experience, where do you have experience? Like, what does that look like when you were in first grade as opposed to middle school?
Relationship-wise with parents and students?
Yeah.
It was easier with the parents. I was teaching first grade, and the parents were dropping the kids off every morning. So, we would stop and we would talk. They wanted to know, who's this man teaching my child, right? So over time, we would end up on first name basis. I was always really big on open communications with my family. So they had my personal number. Any questions, concerns, there was a problem with the homework. Mr. Pope, can you explain it to me? Sure, and if I couldn't explain it, I like to send them a YouTube video. Hey, this helped me out. Let me know if I could add anything else. Just things like that. So it's just going the extra steps. I found that my parents appreciated that in the first grade. In middle school, they appreciate it, but again, they are the expectation is that their child is on top of everything, that if there's a problem, I'll let them know, or the child will let them know. And that doesn't always happen. The communication does not always flow both ways. And, sometimes the days get convoluted and you tend to, that intentional phone call that you wanted to make to say, hey, so-and-so wrote this amazing statement when we were doing this source analysis. Let me share it with you. I could do that a lot in the beginning of the school year.
Wow.
And as time goes on, it's just like, my parents have to remind me, hey, you haven't sent me any updated writing samples yet.
That's real.
Is everything going good? So.
I love, first of all, how you talked about authenticity. We'll come back to that, but keeping them updated constantly. Once you set that expectation, parents were like looking forward to it, to hold each other accountable, and we're all, like I call my subscribers, teammates, doing what's best for that kid, whether it's parents, teachers, and that student. Now he is in middle school, so it does look a little bit different, but I still think parents should be involved in that process, and I don't think a lot of parents get that opportunity to build, because teachers aren't authentic, to build that relationship with them. And our families do come from like tough backgrounds, but at least giving them that opportunity and being authentic, no matter where you come from, what you look like, you need to be involved in your baby's life.
You're going to be involved in your baby's life. I mean, I just put myself in their shoes, right? I'm sending my precious cargo, and no one's updating me on the delivery. Where are we?
How they're doing.
How are they doing?
And I also like how you say you do positive and negative phone calls.
I focus on the positives. I always start out the call with the positive things and the things that we've been doing, how well their child has been doing those things. But I do, like, if there's a sticky topic, a situation, I always focus on the child. Oh, they're doing great in this area, but we really need some help with this. Do you have any ideas on how I can approach them here at school? Do you experience this at home? Like, how does that work for you? Like, oh, they're stubborn when I ask them to do something once. How many times do you normally have to ask them to do something? And what's a way that I can communicate where they'll feel comfortable? Because maybe I'm saying something in a way that's putting them off, and they don't know how to circle back around to me and say, hey, Mr. Pope, I didn't like how you said that. Or I didn't like how you asked me that. Or,
Yeah.
I don't like it. So, they're not quite there. Even in middle school, they're not quite there with explaining their needs.
But I do think planting those seeds now so that they can advocate for themselves in
Yeah.
high school and later on. And sometimes, like you said, looping that parent in, because sometimes it's like, oh, it's a school. Not all of our parents had a good relationship with school. So you have to be aware of that as well.
Yes.
Not everybody knows how to read, or maybe they were college dropouts or dropouts in school, whatever. So they may not have a good relationship with school. So how do you feel like breaking that barrier? I know you talked about, or you just gave an example of asking questions about their kid, because we're not the expert on their kids. They are.
Yeah. I let them talk. I don't tell them about their child.
That's good.
That's a mistake that we tend to make, and I've made it a lot, when I'm meeting a parent for the first time or the 50th time. Oh, let me tell you. No. I'm not going to tell you. You tell me, and then I'll tell you what I've noticed, and then we go from there. It's I'm coming off more of an expert on their child than they are, and they don't appreciate that.
That doesn't quite fly.
Yeah, like that. You come off as a know-it-all. Like, you don't understand where we come from, and you could very well understand where they come from, but don't always try not to have an answer. Try to just be a listening ear. Sometimes they really just want you to hear them.
Yeah.
And you, as the educator, you can hear the needs come out of it. When I talked to so-and-so's mom, she told me how she gets frustrated with the kid because she tries to help with the homework, but it's over her head. So then she tells the kid, you know what, you figure it out. You went to school, you figure it out. Where are your notes? Now the kid doesn't want to bring homework home. Now the kid's afraid to bring the homework home because they don't want to relive that experience with their mom, their dad, auntie, uncle. So now we're fighting about homework, but
it's really about the relationship and something
yeah,
deeper.
so how can I help with that? Well, okay, you're having difficulties with getting the homework help at home. Let me help you here, but what's going on? Oh, okay, well, let me talk to mom more. Hey, how are things? You need me for anything?
Yeah.
How can I help?
That was going to be my next question. How do you deal with combative parents or parents that are at 100 to bring them back down, to bring the main thing, and talk about their student?
Shift your tone. They are feeling threatened. They are feeling challenged. Stop talking.
You did say that.
Yeah, just let them vent out what they need to vent out. You will hear what the problem is. It's going to come off as, I'm mad at you because you said so-and-so didn't do this. Well, how they heard it was, so-and-so can't do that. But that's not what you said.
Your tone and how it's messaging.
We can come off sarcastic without meaning it.
Yeah. And it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And even I'm learning that.
and we remember, we come with a different set of information. So we're coming at it from numbers, we're coming at it from grade level, age, expectations. Well, in this part of the district, they're here, but then we're here. So now when I'm talking to the parent, it's like, well, sounds like that's a you problem, not a my child problem. It's what you're not doing. So,
what you didn't do, and now your baby's in 8th grade reading it at 3rd grade level.
And now, yeah.
That can be hard. Like you said, putting yourselves in their shoes. What would you want to hear about your little Johnny, your little precious cargo, as you said? I love how you said that. What are some ways that if a parent is just disengaged at all, like how do you will them in or not perceive judgment on them, even if they're not involved? Like, how do you handle those babies?
Sometimes some people just need space. Sometimes there are things going on in their life and you can't get them to be involved at that moment. I've had parents where I've known their child since the 1st grade, and I've had that child in the 8th grade, And I've noticed over the course of that time that maybe they weren't as active as they were before, right? We're not communicating with each other on a regular basis anymore because I no longer have that child in my class. So I don't know that maybe they were suffering from a homeless situation, or maybe someone in the home lost their job, or maybe they lost someone important to them, and that like changed the tempo. I had students where first grade, outgoing, bright, bubbly. By the time he got to the 8th grade, he was just to himself. He was
Probably
closed off. But
a
I didn't.
shell.
But I found out that he had lost a sibling. So that wasn't communicated. Those things aren't often communicated to us. We don't know the changes and the dramatic things that happen in their life.
My heart, yeah.
Yeah. So
And that could be traumatizing.
yeah, and it's really important to me that I ask them, "How are you doing?" Every weekend that passes, when I see them on that Monday, "Hey, how are you? How was your weekend? Anything happened to you? You good? Talk to me." And sometimes I get the, "Oh yeah, let me tell you about this thing that happened," and I gotta, "Hey, oh, good,
We know.
talk to me, but can we chop it up? Because you gotta go back to class. But come back to me at lunchtime, and we can have a lunch bunch, and we can talk together."
Yeah.
Or some kids that, "No, I don't want to talk, but you see something's wrong."
Yeah.
And I always offer the, "Hey, it's not going good for you right now. I don't want you going to class and get frustrated. So come with me, put you in a space, you can breathe, turn on a nice blue light, you can
Yeah.
decompress, log into, let's not do the curriculum at this moment, log into one of the applications that you can go at your own pace, clear your mind." Just give them a space.
Settle back in.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say. Kudos to you for creating that safe space.
Yeah.
I know a teacher that's no longer here with us anymore, but she was like, your classroom, your environment is your first I love you. What does it look like to take a deep breath? Like, these are kids, let alone trying to figure out and navigate the world around them. So continuing to badger them. And yes, we have high expectations. Now, we do that for sure.
Yeah.
Have high expectations, but grace at the same time, because like you say, you never know what they're going through. And shoot, we're just bigger kids. I like to think of it, trying to figure out the world, so you can only imagine what's in their little world. And most of the time, they don't have grip or control or even a say-so in what's going on, how they're getting fed, or even if they...
Yeah. If they got to sleep that night, if they had to share a bed, if they got to have clean laundry on, like, it could be a number of things that could impact their day, and we don't always see them. I like to think of it when I was in middle school. I hated school. I hated school.
That's real.
I did it well, but I
Yeah.
hated it, and I'm sure some of my teachers are just, they're like, they find this is a huge joke to them. He's a teacher. He's an educator. Pope. Right? Hey, I guess things change, right?
And
But
it shows, don't put labels on kids.
don't label kids.
Yeah.
I tell my students often, I was overlooked many times because I came off as uninterested. Then they weren't being angry or mean with me. They just felt I didn't want to be bothered and acted accordingly. And so I like to say that I'm the adult that I wish I'd had. That adult that refused to just take my silence.
You're dropping jewels.
Yeah, thank you.
The adult you needed when you were younger.
I needed a middle school instructor that wouldn't take no for an answer. All mine took no for an answer. So if I said I'm good, that was it, move on. I wasn't good.
Right.
I really needed someone, but I didn't know how to ask. I didn't feel comfortable with asking. And so since no one asked, I just went on about my day.
Yeah, and that speaks to that social emotional piece, which Ms. Collins going to talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything else for teachers that you think would be beneficial that educators should know when dealing with parents?
Get to know your families. Get to know what's going on in their lives. You'll find that if you add that personal, "Hey, how are you doing?" in the conversation before you get into little Johnny's classwork.
What he's not doing, what he is doing.
What he is and is, the worst thing that you can do is start off the conversation with what they're not doing.
Yeah, I think it, I was in a PD, the ones I actually went to, and they were like, honoring your humanity. What does that look like? We're humans first. Yes, our product is teaching children well, but still they're humans first. They have needs and need to be articulated, whether we ask or not, whether they articulated us.
Yeah.
Whether they articulated to us or not. I think part of our job is, although it's a lot, is carrying that mental, emotional load, like being a counselor, a mom, dad, whatever, at that point that they need.
Mom, dad,
All of it.
auntie, uncle.
Yep.
You'll find that you have to really want to do this. You have to really have a passion for it. You may not walk into the door with that passion, but it comes, it builds, it flows. Your experiences with the different students will impact your practice moving forward. So, like I tell my students, when I come in bubbly and good morning and chatty, as they like to say, well, I believe in putting out the good energy so that I get that good energy back. If I'm putting out negative, well, what do I expect?
Yeah, because it's a complex issue. You have to be good within yourself, like how you come into work, your mentality. Okay, so last but not least, how do you compartmentalize or like deal with parents or students, even though like starting fresh every day, even if you had a terrible week, coming back and say, hey, I'm still here to serve you, that parent and family well?
I communicate with everyone that listens. The job is you. The job isn't the paperwork. The job isn't the curriculum. The job is you. So whether you're the parent, the child, the job is your satisfaction. So I need to make sure that in this thing, that this service that I am providing you, are you satisfied with it? And if not, what can I do to improve our relationship?
Wow, I love it. You're amazing. If you have any questions for Mr. Pope down below, feel free to comment them. We could talk about parents all day. We do that. And I just want to say kudos for you because this is not easy, especially in the middle school. He's basically the principal over there. I call him that. But he does such amazing work, and we honor you like as a teacher, as a administrator, as a lead, as everything, you know. 8 years in the game. Clap it up. Give him some hand claps down below.
Thank you, guys.
But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click the subscribe button down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.